6.5-year-old male. He came to us when he was 7 months old. He weighed about 10 pounds. He is currently at 472 pounds. He magically gained 26 pounds in 1 week. And how did he do that? Because he likes to eat and he's getting ready to go into hibernation. So it's very important for him to gain that weight that he needs to be in his 6.5 to 7 month old role of hibernation. Now, Holly may or may not show up. We're hoping that she and Tasha might show up. Tasha is getting used to hearing our voices up here, and she reacts to it by at least coming to the edge of the forest line. So if you look up on top around the edges of the forest, you might see the little bear. Now, you can't tell too much of a difference between Tasha and Holly because they're almost the same size. And the way we can tell is that although Holly is bigger, she also has a split in her right ear. And we were talking about that this morning as to how Holly got that split in her right ear. Well, when Holly came to us in December of 2013, she went right into hibernation. She had these very large ear tags that identified her as a captive rehab bear from the state of Arkansas. They also tattooed her inside of her ear and her lip. The same thing as Tasha. Tasha is also tattooed and microchipped. I'm not sure what they could ever find if she got loose, but at least she has it, and we know she has it. Kind of like a dog has a microchip in her, in them. But Holly came to us, and she had these very large ears, that tags that were just hanging down from her ears, kind of like a very heavy earring. Her ears were very heavily infected, and when Dr. Chip came, he anesthetized her and he took the tags out. During the process, her ears were so badly infected that he had to tear her right ear in order to get the large tag out. And so that's the process of which he took them out, and the ears healed, but the tear didn't heal back together. So it kind of identifies the bear as having a torn ear, and then it's easier to identify her and Tasha. As the two females mature and get older, they'll be about the same size, and it will be really hard to tell them apart, and lucky, because none of them have real distinctive markings with the exception of the torn ear and a couple of very small white spots on Holly's chest. Tasha has no white on her. She is a black bear with a brown muzzle, just like Lucky. And so telling them apart in the future is going to be somewhat difficult. Now you saw Lucky quickly work his cube and get all the treats out of it, and now the bear educators are throwing him some walnuts. Lucky's interest in eating kind of waned there for a while, but it has just elevated to an extent where he's probably going to be a 500-pound bear pretty soon. At 472 last week, I have no doubt that he'll move into the 500s before he hibernates. That's good for him, and knowing that the bears lose between 18 and 20% of their body weight during hibernation, because our Lucky and Holly generally then for about 6.5 to 7 months, they'll lose about 135 to 150 pounds during that time. Maybe a little less. It just depends on how long they stay in hibernation. Once they come out of hibernation, they do kind of a walking hibernation where they really don't eat much, and so we just feed them romaine lettuce. Now, in the fall, it's called fall transition. The bears eat and eat and eat during August, which is hyperphagia in this month. And people say, well, what is hyperphagia? Hyperphagia is the time of the year in this area where all the fruits are ripe. The nuts such as the beaked hazelnuts are all ripe. And it's something that the bears can very easily and heavily forage on in the woods. Now here we've incorporated some of that, And also, we know we have beaked hazelnuts growing in the enclosure. We have what we call honeyberry, which is directly right in front of me, the plant, and also planted over by the new addition that we have. We have some raspberry plants growing back there, wild strawberry. There's serviceberry, chokecherry, and pincherry trees all growing also. And when they ripen up, the bears usually don't even wait until they're ripe. They just start eating them. And that's indicated in the nice scats that we get that are all full of gooey, unripened berries. So that's part of what a curator does, is look through the scat to make sure there's nothing that abnormal in it. And we take samples to our veterinarian both in the spring and in the fall to make sure that the bears don't have anything that they shouldn't have. We feed our bears a very healthy diet here, at least I think so, and Lucky looks like he's a healthy bear here. They get a trail mix in the morning and in the evenings, which consists of salmon-based dog food. It's a high protein content, and also cranberry and peanuts. That's a trail mix that we mix up ourselves. We incorporate that into their diet as part of their nutrition plan. They also get romaine lettuce. They get a variety of fruits, and although all of them don't eat the same things at the same time, such as Ted really likes blackberries and Ted likes strawberries. Lucky does not like these. Tasha will eat blackberries, but she stopped eating strawberries. They all like watermelon. I just got pumpkin for them, which I will give to Holly because she loves pumpkin. And I haven't given one to Tasha yet, so I'm not sure what she's going to do with it. But Lucky doesn't like it, and neither does Ted. But give them a watermelon, and they're happy. They're very, very happy with that. And what's really comical with Lucky is that he'll start drooling before he ever gets the watermelon delivered to him. And so it's kind of neat to see them because they're so absolutely interested in their food that it becomes something that they focus on. So the enclosure is slowly turning colors here, and as we drive down 169, we notice a lot of the maples have turned colors too. So we will be doing some clover and rye planting later on in the season, so that next spring when it comes up, the bears will have a nice healthy grass diet to eat also. I'd like to thank all of our visitors for visiting today, and if you're interested at all in a membership and coming back, your wristbands are good all day today, and we will be feeding our bears after the 4 o'clock behind the scenes. If you're interested in a membership, please see our retail associates, and if you make any donations at all, that goes directly to Bear Care. If you're interested in other wildlife in the area, not only do we have an abundance of deer that seem to hang out on the sides of the road, but we have the International Wolf Center at the other end of town. And they have 2 beautiful Arctic pups that they just introduced to the pack last month. And they're just gorgeous. So if you get a chance to spend some time over there today or maybe tomorrow, your wristband today will get you $1 off over there. So that's the International Wolf Center at the other end of town. Oh, he does. Look at this. He's like, that hurt. You folks just saw Lucky swat at a chipmunk, and then he looked at his paw like that. That kind of hurt. So if you had a good visit today here, too, also give us a shout-out on TripAdvisor. We won't see you anymore today for our enrichments, but our behind-the-scenes will continue the rest of the day every hour. So thank you for visiting, and have a great day.